By the authority given in the statutes of the Open University, I declare this congregation open for the conferment of degrees and the presentation of graduates. Distinguished guests, graduates, friends of the university, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the 14th of the Open University's degree ceremonies being held in 2017. It is my privilege and pleasure to welcome our honorary graduands, Ms. Claire Pelham and Professor Dame Carol Robinson, and we're absolutely delighted to be able to honour them today. During the past year, the Open University has awarded over 20,000 qualifications, ranging from Certificate of Higher Education to Doctor of Philosophy. Throughout 2017, more than 8,000 graduates will be presented for their qualifications at degree ceremonies like this one in London. And we're holding these in 12 towns and cities throughout England and also in Belfast, Cardiff, Edinburgh and Dublin. And I think this really illustrates the extraordinary scale, scope and reach of the Open University. It goes without saying that today is a really important day in the life of you, our graduates, your families and loved ones, as well as the university staff who I hope you feel have nurtured and supported you on your journey. So you could be forgiven for thinking that this occasion is so important that it needs to be solemn. But you'd be quite wrong. In every sense, we want today to be a day of real celebration for you and for your achievements. So I will be very disappointed if anyone crosses the stage today to anything less than thunderous applause or whatever other really noisy way you choose to express your enthusiasm and support. So I think we need to have a bit of a practice, Barbican. There seem to be quite a few of us out here. I think we can probably make a good bit of noise. Graduates, would you briefly stand, please? Friends, family, OU colleagues, let's start the ceremony by giving all of our amazing graduates a huge round of applause. Graduates, you can sit down now. We'll try that again later and we'll be even louder, honest. There's another way that you might want to show your appreciation to your graduate. I'm sure many of you will be posting photos and messages from today on social media. And if you use the hashtag OU_ceremonies, we'll all be able to share your congratulations and celebrations with colleagues in the Open University, everyone here at the ceremony, and those who haven't been able to make it. So the order of proceedings today will start with the presentation of those graduates who have gained higher degrees and who have been able to come here today. And they will be presented by Dr. Frank Monaghan, Staff Tutor for Education in the Faculty of Wellbeing, Education and Language Studies. Once those higher degrees have been presented, we will then award our honorary degree of Doctor of the University to Ms. Claire Pelham. Professor Kieran Sheehy, Professor of Education, will present Ms. Pelham, who will sign the honorary graduate's book and make a reply. Then we will continue our presentation of graduates who have gained Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Law degrees, and who have been able to attend today. We'll then award the honorary degree of Doctor of the University to Professor Dame Carol Robinson. And Professor Hazel Reimer, Pro-Vice-Chancellor for Learning and Teaching Innovation, will present Professor Robinson, who will also sign the honorary graduate's book and make her reply. We will then continue our presentation of graduates with those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees, and diplomas of higher education who have been able to attend today. And to conclude the ceremony, I'll give my personal address to the graduates. So I now call upon Dr. Monaghan to present graduates.
Executive Dean, I shall now present graduates who have gained higher degrees and have been able to attend here today. For the degree of Master of Arts in Art History, I present Emily Grieve. For the degree of Master of Arts in Education, I present Tika Tapa. For the degree of Master of Arts in English, I present Joan Burns. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, I present Anna Galliano. Paola Grigio. Shazia Khan. Arun Kumar. Bindu Santosh. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Technology Management, I present Anthony Jago. For the degree of Master of Education, I present Nicoletta Moriargu. For the degree of Master of Engineering, I present Dinesh Advani. For the degree of Master of Laws, I present Anne Williams. For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Networking, I present Moranika Hakim Habib. For the degree of Master of Science in Advancing Healthcare Practice, I present Julia McFarlane. For the degree of Master of Science in Computing for Commerce and Industry, I present Neil McClellan. For the degree of Master of Science in Development Management, I present Ross Hilton. For the degree of Master of Science in Environmental Management, I present Kieran Beard. Alexander Clements. Guy Tremaine. For the degree of Master of Science in Mathematics, with distinction, I present Kate Moss. For the degree of Master of Science in Mathematics, I present Elaine Harrison. Elizabeth Kite. For the degree of Master of Science in Science and Society, I present Ramon Gomez.
Executive Dean, colleagues, guests, graduates, Claire Pelham is one of the United Kingdom's most influential and effective charitable leaders whose work has made a significant contribution to equality and justice in this country. As a student volunteer on a confidential helpline in the 1970s, Claire took a call from a young man in a wheelchair who was desperately lonely and isolated and who was thinking about taking his own life. Wanting to do more, she wrote to Leonard Cheshire, who had founded one of the longest-standing organisations offering practical help to disabled people. As a result, she spent a summer volunteering at Alton Hall Residential Home, learning at first hand the importance of respectful, compassionate and individualised care. After graduating from the London School of Economics, Claire began her career at the Home Office. She worked for a time in the private sector before rejoining the civil service at the Prison Board. Subsequently, she held a number of senior positions in the Cabinet Office, Home Office and Department for Constitutional Affairs, where she was the inaugural Chief Executive of the Judicial Appointments Commission. In 2010, after several decades, Claire was contacted again by Leonard Cheshire Disability about a new challenge in the voluntary sector. She had hoped to join the board as a trustee, but instead she was asked to become Chief Executive. Founded after the Second World War to provide a home for a single disabled ex-serviceman, today Leonard Cheshire Disability is the largest voluntary sector provider of social care services for disabled people in the UK. It also runs major campaigns for the rights of disabled people and carers, promoting the employment of disabled people in this country and abroad, and has homes affiliated in 54 countries around the world. The philosophy emphasises agency, dignity, and independence. Under Claire's leadership, Leonard Cheshire Disability became an integral part of the Open University-led Social Partnership Network. This group aims to open up higher education and the workforce for disabled people as a means of promoting social inclusion and social mobility. We collaborated on an extremely important initiative with the Department for Work and Pensions to raise awareness about the talent and skills available and largely untapped potential workforce, encouraging businesses to recruit, support and retain disabled people. At the same time, Claire spearheaded a series of campaigns to raise public and political awareness of the specific needs of disabled people. One high-profile success was the ending of the 15-minute home visits. Disabled people were too often having to make intolerable choices, for example, whether to ask for a cup of tea or to go to the toilet, as there was no time for both. After a national outcry about the standard and scale of these lying visits, the government changed the law to emphasise that these were unacceptable. Claire also served for a period as a chair of the voluntary organisation's Disabilities Group, bringing together charities across the sector, supporting more than 1 million disabled people in working collaboratively for change. In 2016, Claire became Chief Executive of the Epilepsy Society. The Society is marking its 125th anniversary this year and combines pioneering research with support and advocacy for the 500,000 people living with epilepsy within the UK. Claire is a powerful champion to those with particular needs and disabilities. As an advocate and ally, she's transforming attitudes and driving change, which is helping to build a more compassionate and inclusive society. Executive Dean, by the authority of the Senate, I present to you for the honorary degree of Doctor of the University, Claire Pelham.
Thank you. That wasn't at all embarrassing in any way. You were kind, you were too kind. Thank you. There is only one thing that I feel I want to talk about now, and that's love. The love of learning, because that's the one thing that we all have in common in this room, isn't it? That we've all found that hidden door in our minds that opens to the secret Narnia world of ideas and imagination, that a world that has no borders and no dimensions. And that discovery means that perhaps in future, while we may sometimes be alone, we'll never be lonely, because we will always have that ability to close our eyes and to enter into that palace of delights, our interior world. And with that great joy comes responsibility, I suggest. So I'm here to ask you if you would kindly share the love. Because who can imagine, which of us can imagine a world without that love of learning? But there are people around us who don't have it, who live lives where they don't have the joy and comfort and solace of intellectual stimulus to weigh in the balance against the daily struggles of their lives. And we have the honor, the obligation, the privilege to help them with that, because a great gift has been given to us, and we have a great responsibility to discharge in making the world a better place. So I suggest that it is our honor and privilege to give back this gift. In this room, there are already great leaders and educationalists who will do that by leading and inspiring others to give what we ourselves have received, a wonderful education. There are also people who work in the caring professions and who will give daily huge compassion to those who need it. But the rest of us are not exempt. We can also make the world a better place in our own way. In our own community, we can campaign. We can fight against the closure of libraries. We can fight to make sure that there's childcare available for those who need it. We can fundraise so that no hospice near us turns away a patient for lack of funds. And we can see injustice about us and fight it too, so that when we're done, we will be a community. We won't just be a group of people together briefly in this room sharing a love of learning. We'll be a virtual community of people who are making the world a better place, and who, as a consequence of what has been given to us, will go out into the world and make them glad for the gifts that we have to share. Thank you very much.
Executive Dean, I shall now present graduates who have gained Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Laws, and have been able to attend here today. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with First Class Honours, Patricia Adams. Anne Bostock. Nicola Bourne. Nigel Brady. Becky Chantry. Tony Charlton. Scott Dawson. Bernadette DeCare. Sarah Edwards. Kira Fife. Joe Francis. Paul Greeny. Melanie Hall. Kate Hardy. Gwyneth Harrop. Tim Hoskin. James Kelly. Jill Lewin. Therese Maitland. Andrew Maywood. Rashida Mainamar. Leslie Perry. Alexandra Poulter. Emma Prince. Nicola Purcell. Catherine Quinn. Caroline Randeria. Sue Robson. Valerie Rolls. Pamela Savage. Michelle Seagrove. Sally Shire. Nicholas Simao. Emma Singleton Baker. Melanie Viner Cuneo. Matthew Vinter. Jerry Whittam. Sally Wilson. Jan Wright. Stuart Wright. Andrea Wire. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, I present Cathy Armstrong. Tracy Ashton. Kim Barden. Leanne Barrett. Jane Baron de Berg. Julie Ball. Hilary Becchio. Serena Benassi. Laura Birdsey. Wendy Burney. Louisa Bellick. Georgina Bolt. Sharon Bradbrook Armitt. Paul Brent. Luke Buckley. Emma Bullard. Emily Campbell. Zora Betayeb. Jenny Carson. Laura Chamberlain. Stephen Chamberlain. Mark Champagne. Adele Chaplin. Chelsea Clark. Timothy Clark. Victoria Clement. Claire Cleverly. Shawnee Cleworth. Lisa Clift. Michelle Cousins. John Paul Cross. Claire Mercer. Mike Davidson. Lauren Delasty. Julie Dean. Sarah Derbyshire. Susan Detra. Suzanne Dybel. Stefania Francesco. Patricia Fisk. Anaska Forbes. Melissa French. Patricia Frost. Karina Garthis. Grace Gare. Pavla Gatarova. Carol Gibson. Liz Gibson. Dawn Gomez. Christine Grant. Matthew Gregory. Selena Griffith. Charlotte Hall. Sophie Hare. Leanne Hart. George Haley. Saskia Hills. Chloe Hornet. Anthony Houlihan. Melissa Hubbard. Lauren Hutton. Louise Ingram. Sylvia Jambrick. Denise Jones. Amanda Kirkpatrick. Caroline Kratz. Jessica Lancashire. Anne Lane. Katie Larkin. Rebecca Lavender. Ashley Lawler. Louisa Lewis. Jacqueline Little. Paige Livings. Stuart Logan. Paramasamy Logendran. Angelina Lambroso. Joanna Majewska. Mavis Malcolm. Belinda Mann. Rebecca Marsh. Leon Marshall. Caroline Maskell. Anita Masco. Louise McAuliffe. Laura MacDonald. Sam Monk. Gwen Tambira. Lynn Neves. Tina Nichols. Sophie Nyman. Samantha Oborn. Scott Painter. Nigel Pamanter. Georgia Penigotti. Natalie Porter. Sarah Chebowavich. Jennifer Ranyard. Jacqueline Ray. Tracy Richardson. Robert Robertson. Yvonne Rogers. Janine Roussel Hussain. Louise Rubin. Kevin Sandy. Bruce Saunders. Christy Sawyer. Hans Schwenk. Karen Simmons. Karen Simpson. Vivian Squodas. Julie Smith. Tim Speakman. Mandy Stenson. Magali Stocker. Jade Tapsell. Samantha Tebbert. Jonathan Tiley. Michael Tippett. Luisa Triguillo. Nicola Ann Turner. Sally Turner. Rachel Twist. Katarina Vlasova. William Waddington. Jane Wade. Corinne Walker. Alice Watts. Catherine Webb. Carrie-Anne West. Frederick Wigglesworth. Jake Wilcox. Angela Wilding. Sam Williams. Martin Willis. Emma Wingrove. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, I present Eileen Flinter. Michael Goldthorpe. Jackie Hill. Elizabeth Jameson. Carol Moore. Gemma Stockdale. Kenneth Upton. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with First Class Honours, I present Darren Walmsley. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with Honours, I present Gary Hammond. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws with First Class Honours, I present Samantha Connolly. Paula Fairweather. Peter Savoury. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws with Honours, I present Louise Appleton. Arabella Atkinson. Victoria Braywade. Violetta Dobreska. Petra Douglas. Sophie Easton. Natalie Feeney. Nadia Islam. Anne-Marie Lockwood. Karen Mildenhall. Christopher Mitchell. Alan Phillips. Gretchen Prado-Ross. Bethany Purvis. Laura Rees. Isla Roberts. Hafsa Sadiq. Rosemary Sefton Smalley. Margaret Spillane. Jennifer Sutherland. Sibongile Vera. For the degrees of Bachelor of Laws with Honours and Bachelor of Science with Honours, I present Shirley McMaster Rapito. for the degree of Bachelor of Laws with Honours, I present to you on behalf of the late Robert Kupaza, his son, Prince Kupaza.
Executive Dean, colleagues, graduates and guests. Professor Dame Carol Robinson is one of the UK's most influential scientists who has not only made extraordinary advances in her own field, but who has also helped to promote the cause of women in science more generally. Although Professor Robinson had loved chemistry as a child, her secondary education was at a technical school where the emphasis was on sewing and shorthand rather than science. She left school with O-levels and began her career as a laboratory technician at Pfizer. Here she first encountered the mass spectrometer, which would come to inspire and shape her career. Her talent and potential were obvious, and she was encouraged to return to education, pursuing her qualifications at Canterbury College of Technology and then at Medway and Maidstone College, while continuing her laboratory work. Professor Robinson completed her PhD at Cambridge in just 2 years before moving to the University of Bristol to undertake research in genetic engineering and bacteriology. She spent much of the 1980s raising her 3 children. During this time, she also acted as a tutor counsellor for the Open University, tutoring on technology courses and attending many summer schools before returning to the scientific profession. She undertook postdoctoral work at the University of Oxford and secured a Royal Society research professorship. In 2001, she became the first female professor of chemistry at the University of Cambridge. In 2009, she returned to Oxford, likewise, becoming the first female professor of chemistry and a fellow of Exeter College. Her pioneering work in mass spectrometry has revolutionized the study of proteins. In her efforts to weigh and measure complex proteins, she's created new techniques, methods, and equipment in mass spectrometry, pioneering the development of an entirely new field, gas phase structural biology. In particular, her work on membrane proteins has profound implications for medical science, being relevant to conditions such as cancer and schizophrenia. Professor Robinson was made a Dame for services to science and industry in 2013, and in 2015, she was named European Laureate in the L'Oréal UNESCO Awards for Women in Science. She's a Fellow of the Royal Society and the Academy of Medical Sciences, and is an Honorary Fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry. And this year, she was elected as a Foreign Associate in the US National Academy of Sciences. Professor Robinson shows that it is possible to reach the highest pinnacle of the scientific profession by an unconventional and non-traditional route. For many of our students, who are often studying while working and combining academic work with family life, she's an invaluable role model. Professor Robinson has made it part of her own work to champion and mentor other women, creating a supportive and flexible culture in her research environment and prizing teamwork and collaboration. The Open University is deeply committed to promoting gender equality within science. We are proud of the work that we are doing to make our own scientific community as inclusive and accessible as possible. Work that indeed has been recognised by the Athena Swan Awards and Project Juno. Indeed, it's our Athena Swan team who nominated Professor Robinson for this award. We are delighted to honour her individual achievements and example, and her commitment to promoting diversity and inclusion in the scientific community. Executive Dean, by the authority of the Senate, I present to you for the honorary degree of Doctor of the University, Carol Robinson.
Distinguished guests, graduates, friends and families, I'm delighted to receive this honorary doctorate from the Open University, and I thank you for this great honour. It means a great deal to me. As you've just heard, I spent a good time in my early career working for the Open University. I remember well the academic challenge of studying the course materials for me, trying to stay one step ahead of my students, marking their assignments, planning their tutorials, and of course visiting the residential schools. This was for me a great way of connecting with students. At that stage in my career, I was a full-time mother at home with 3 young children. I could have become quite isolated. That I was able to take advantage of the flexibility to work for the Open University from home is something for which I will be eternally grateful. It was extremely important to me in many ways. Primarily, it gave me the confidence to return to research and to apply for a position and to be interviewed at the Oxford University. It was that initial step that got my career restarted. But today, it's not about me, it's your celebration. And I think you should feel especially proud. An Open University degree, more than any other, takes a certain type of student, one with a real commitment to study, and one who won't give up when presented with various setbacks, one who's prepared to study even after a hard day's work, and to take a different path. And as I'm sure you will be thinking today, I could have taken a different route. And I want to read, very short, I promise, an excerpt from one of my very favourite poems, which often resonates with me, and I hope it will with you. It's called The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I couldn't travel both and be one traveller. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. I took the one less travelled by, and that made all the difference. Today, I believe you should celebrate your different path and your tremendous achievement. Thank your families and friends. They in turn have stayed with you through this journey, having lost much of your free time to the OU. You have to believe that anything is now possible. So celebrate this day and the start of your new life as graduates of the Open University. And I wish you every success along your chosen path.
Executive Dean, continuing the presentation of graduates, I shall now present those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees and diplomas of higher education and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with First Class Honours, I present Martin Atkinson. Jane Barter. Bethany Bartlett. Charlotte Blakemore. Victoria Blinks. Kathy Davis. Natalie Davis. Poppy Della. Marie Deneen. Zara Field. Jana Freeman. Sarah Gilling. Catherine Hannant. Stephen Hartley. Craig Jones. Russell Jones. Rebecca Judd. Vanessa Kangpei Shi. Hannah Katzis. Barbara Kocher. Thomas Lally. Mark Leake. Alison Lee. Dibiendu Majumder. Siobhan McVeigh. Anne-Marie Mendonça. Natalie Middleton. Joanne Milton. Elizabeth Knott. Irina Ramage. Edward Reeves. Lucy Rollins. Michael Sadowski. Karen Seymour Jones. Kath Thompson. Ilona Ullman. Victoria Warren. Amanda Wells. Helen Williams. Danielle Yates. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, I present Daniela Alarcón. Maria Almazán Cabarcos. Marie Archer. Sarah Beckett. Emma Blencarn. Paul Burke. Anne Bradley. Nicola Brookfield. Emily Brown. Zoe Brown. Martina Butt. Jane Canny. Samantha Carpenter. Steve Clark. Jana Ferry. Colleen Firth. Anne-Marie Gainsford. Matthew Georges. Mark Gilbert. Joanne Goddard. John Godwin. Sharon Graffy Smith. Danielle Gray. Nicola Grigg. Ghazala Hayat. Dave Hayward. Christopher Hill. Regina Holland. Nikki Hajigo. Renata Hulaval. Karen Hurley. Danielle Immelman. Karen Irons. Vicky Jones. Louise Judd. Vincent Kennedy. Sue King. Alexandra Komlosi. Hannah Lang. Natalie Lee. Sophie Lee. Magdalena Lorinska. Joanne Lyons. Eric Martinez Garcia. Louise Masters. Richard McCabe. Sarah McClelland. Jade Mitson. Sarah Nashashibi. Gemma Needham. Adam Nicol. Angela Nixon. Anya Novak. Valentina Pasha. Francesca Payne. Munyaradzi Pandeke. Catherine Phillips. Karen Picheda. Chiara Rabito. Gordon Ridgard. Catherine Ronald. Denise Rowe. Luquette Russell. Martin Rutter. Kavita Sharma. Gina Sullivan. Richard Sweet. Helen Taylor. Karen Thorpe. Marie Warren. Hannah Watson. Terry Webb. Angela White. Michael Williams. Charmaine Zara. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, I present Shirley Christian. Paula Elsley. Keely Moon. Vanya Roberts. Hyacinth Thomas. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing Practice with honours, I present Charlotte Maunder. I present for the foundation degree, Gemma Bratherton. Rachel Donovan. Zoe French. Samantha Harkin. Agnieszka Kashif. Emma Morris. Lucy Ruane. Jackie Threlfall. Steve Tutt. I present for the Diploma of Higher Education, Maria Blasel Valenzuela. Kirsty Griffin.
I'm not quite sure how I follow up all of that somehow. They're very fantastic speeches from our lovely honorary graduates. Thank you so much for those. I hope you'll all agree that this has been a very special day for everyone here, and graduates, I'm sure it's one you'll remember for the rest of your lives. I always enjoy at graduation seeing the faces coming towards me across the stage. Never quite sure if I'm going to see someone who just genuinely cannot quite believe that they made it. Someone who's completely thrilled that they never have to hand in another assignment. Or someone who's basically looking at me and you can see their eyes saying, "Don't stop me, I don't want to talk to you, just let me get off this stage as quickly as possible." But from up here I can also see the faces of the audience, your friends and family. And it's great to see so many proud faces, so many cheers and shouts, and some of you can really whistle, so find me later and teach me how to do that, please. I think that would be really useful. As always, when I meet OU students and OU graduates, I've heard some wonderful, inspiring stories. Thank you to those of you who took a moment to stop and share your experience with me. There was at least a few of you who this is not the end. You've told me you're already doing your next one. We've had a few OU addicts cross the stage, and some of you, this is not your first Open University graduation ceremony. This is one in a series. So many congratulations. Some wonderful, inspiring stories from everybody, and the joy in the room is fantastic. Each of our graduates is extraordinary. But together, you are even more extraordinary. And I truly believe that you are the most amazing body of graduates anywhere in the UK. All of us today are sharing this auditorium with a group of truly extraordinary individuals. Family, friends, and supporters here know the efforts that their own individual graduate went to in achieving the qualification that you've received today. But most of us won't know very much about each other, about other graduates, about the group of you as a body. And I'd just like to take a moment to illustrate how amazing you are as a group. So graduates, I hope you won't mind if I ask you a few questions, and if you would raise your hands if the questions I ask apply to you. I think that will give us some idea of just what a fantastic group of people we have in the room today. So who was employed or did voluntary work at some stage during their study? Hands up. How many of you helped to bring up a family during your studies? Who cared for parents or other dependents while you were studying? And, of course, don't put your hand up if you'd rather not, but how many of you carried out your studies while you were also dealing with a disability? I think that's phenomenal. that was quite a significant show of hands for the last question, it actually doesn't reflect the full scope of disabled access that the Open University is able to provide, because there are a number of students who are unable to attend. Actually, currently, we have over 20,000 students with disabilities studying with the OU, which is not only more than any other UK university, but actually, compared to the university that I worked at before I joined the OU, is more disabled students at the OU than my last employer had students in total. So that really does give you an idea of the size of the institution and the range of the students that we have. As you've just seen, almost everyone here has had other obligations, particular challenges to fulfill or overcome alongside studying. And if I compare that to conventional face-to-face universities, where the average student's extra duties might extend to the sports team, or reflecting on my own time as an undergraduate, perhaps a commitment to the student bar, your efforts are a lot greater. And I'm really proud to be part of a university that believes that education is for everyone. You have achieved a tremendous amount while also managing a lot. So let me share a frustration that I have over the words that get used to describe Open University students. Conventional students get called full-time, and OU students are called part-time students. Part-time? Part-time? I think it's more like double-time with the work that you've been doing. You have all been on a really tough journey indeed, and I hope you're as proud of your dedication and achievement as everyone here in this auditorium is today. But there is just one thing that's tougher than being an OU student. It's living with an OU student. And many of you, as you came across the stage today, pointed or waved to family, friends, supporters, people who've been with you every step of the way, who've helped you reach the pinnacle, the achievement that you've reached today. So I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the support of the family and friends who are celebrating with you. They've been by your side every step of the way. It's fantastic that they're here for today's triumph, but they've also been here for those "I can't do this" moments. They've been here for those "oh my God, is that deadline now" moments. And they've also been here for the "aha, I understand something fascinating and I'm now going to bore the pants off you all at the dinner table." I distinctly remember partway through my PhD, my mum just saying to me one Sunday when I went home for a visit, "Please, can we have one meal where you don't talk about brain surgery at the lunch table?" So let's thank those supporters for standing by you and being with you. Graduates, please locate your friends and family in the crowd and let's give them a massive round of applause. And I'd also like to thank the other people that have helped you get here today. Some of the OU's wonderful academics are represented here on the platform. They wrote and presented your course, and crucially, they were the tutors, the associate lecturers who taught you and got you through. And they're joined here and across the university by an amazing group of support people who keep the university running, who make sure that you have someone to talk to about your special needs if you're a disabled student, that you get the right support, or who make sure that your fees work and they can answer your questions. There are people all around the university who I hope you will agree are also deserving of huge appreciation. Thank you, colleagues. group absolutely special. And one of the reasons you're special is the quality of the university that you've just graduated from and the standards that we set. We know employers recognise and value your learning. Over 30,000 businesses and organisations across the UK choose the OU to train staff. And a government survey found that employers perceived part-time students as hard-working, committed and requiring discipline. Not really a surprise to anybody sat in this auditorium, I suspect. So an OU qualification is not just something for you to really be proud of, but it's also well recognised and well respected. So if you're hoping for a new job or a promotion to follow your qualification, please do remind your employers of those facts. And if you're looking for some other things to tell people about the university of which you're now a graduate and an alumni, here are a few more facts which I hope will give you a flavour of what the Open University is all about. The OU was founded almost 50 years ago as a complete innovation and experiment. Lots of people said a University of the Air could not be done. Not having students sit in serried rows in a lecture theatre was seen as incomprehensible for higher education. And the OU keeps leading the way in teaching innovation. In 2013, we set up the UK's first platform for massive open online courses, free learning for the world, through an initiative called FutureLearn. And since it was set up, it's gained over 5 million learners all around the world. We've also had a long-standing and groundbreaking partnership with the BBC. And whenever you see that OU shield at the end of a TV programme, you can be sure there will be some interesting extra things to learn. As some examples, there was a recent documentary, Hospital, that gave us real insight into the life and death decisions that doctors are making every day. Academics from the OU helped work on the Blue Planet series. Colleagues from the Faculty of Business and Law were involved with the BBC in producing the first time that cameras were ever allowed behind the scenes at the Crown Prosecution Service. And we're doing wonderful work with those who need our help the most. The OU is working with the British Council to deliver academic programmes to refugees from Syria who have had to leave their homes and are temporarily settled in Jordan and Lebanon. So you can see you're a member of a university that really believes in helping a wide range of people to learn in all sorts of ways, from informal through to the degrees that you've seen awarded today. We're also a research-active university. Nearly 3/4 of the OU's research has been graded as 4 or 3-star, which means it's either considered to be world-leading or internationally excellent. I hope you will indulge me as Executive Dean of Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics if I pick an example from my own faculty to illustrate our research. We're really proud of our contributions to recent space exploration. And last summer, scientists from the OU, people who write some of the course materials if you study with our School of Physical Sciences, were part of the international team who analysed a wobble in space and discovered a new exoplanet orbiting our nearest star, Proxima Centauri. It looks like this planet may have the right conditions to support life, which could make it one of the most important scientific discoveries of all time. You will always be a member of this university with this commitment to social justice and learning for all, with this fantastic world-leading research. You are a part of our movement of millions and our mission of one. Today you join a community of alumni that's 2 million strong around the world. We've been by your side throughout your studies, and today the OU gives you a new commitment to stay with you on your lifelong journey. We'll share with you new opportunities to study. 1 or 2 of you have already told me that you're on to the next qualification already. And the rest of you who can think of nothing worse at this point in time, give it a few months Those evenings, realising, you know, there's not that much great on TV. You'll think about it, trust us. So we'll share opportunities for you to get re-involved and perhaps take on another module, qualification, or whatever you choose to do. We also promise to help you develop your professional career, and our alumni careers group on LinkedIn is a great way to make new connections with some of the more amazing OU graduates that are all around the world. As we learn and research more in your chosen fields of study, we'll share with you some of the highlights of our latest research. Our motto here behind me is learn and live, and that's something that all of you embody as soon as you step back out into your busy lives. So continue to learn, continue to live well. You have proven your skills, your determination, your ability. So be absolutely confident that just as our honorary graduates have done and talked about so inspiringly in their speeches today, you too can change the world around you for the better. When you leave today, you become an ambassador for the OU and all that we stand for. So share your experience and your journey with others. Tell them what a journey with the OU could perhaps mean for them. In a moment, I'll end the proceedings with the formal words, and the ceremonial party will process out of the auditorium. We hope you'll join us right outside for a glass of sparkling wine, which, trust us, you've all earned. But before we do that, can I ask one last time, graduates, everyone, let's give our newest bunch of Open University graduates a final rousing round of applause. Congratulations again, everybody. I look forward to meeting some of you and your families outside. The proceedings of this degree ceremony have been completed, and I now declare this meeting of congregation closed. Would all of those who are able to stand please do so?